There's a darkness to Nikita Tszyu. A terrifying loose cannon.
Here goes Tszyu. It's Nikita.
He's the undefeated Australian champion. 7 knockouts in 9 bouts.
I hope you hear me. He's dramatic. He's powerful. He's relentless.
But unlike his world champion brother and Hall of Fame dad, a Nikita fight is wild.
They trade to the bell. What a fight we've seen.
A risk taker, willing to take 2 shots to give one of those brutal right hands back.
He rocks him.
And with every bout, that becomes more dangerous. Because when you're hunted, you've got to deal with the likes of the barbarian, Cohen Mazudia. Fighting back from his own darkness for his shot at Nikita, regarded his biggest threat. Also, the bad guy is back.
I'm here. I've always been here.
Forget titles. Michael Zerafa's on the warpath to take down the Tszyu family dynasty.
It's not Mickey Zerafa. It's Mickey Hatton's rocking up. You remember what Ricky Hatton did?
You don't talk about that fight, man.
I'm just saying.
Get through veteran Tommy Browne, and Nikita's next.
What a statement that is.
Drop bars without the Golden Park.
Wednesday, live from Sydney. It's Nikita Tszyu versus Cohen Mazudia, Zerafa and Browne. And the only place you'll see it, right here on Main Event.
Wow, all-action card, plenty of feeling involved in as well. And we're joined by Michael Zerafa. Welcome along.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming just 24 hours out from the fight, which is amazing. How are you 24 hours out? Are you the kind of guy who do the hours drag by? Do you get excited, nervous? What happens?
I've done it so many times now, it just comes natural. It's a job for me, but all the hard work's done. You know, the training camp's finished. The weigh-in's probably the hardest and the most thing I don't look forward to. And once that's done, which was this morning, I just get into the fight mode now and just enjoy with my friends, family, and just, yeah, switch on.
In terms of enjoying, I mean, sports people usually they play their sport because it's a game and it's fun. Do you find that moment in the ring, what is it for you? What sort of joy, what sort of fun do you get? Because getting punched in the face isn't that much fun, I wouldn't have thought.
Yeah, well, I try not to get hit. It's always, I hopefully do it the other way around. And you know, when you get that win, and it's all the hard work that pays off, you know, and sometimes it doesn't go your way. Unfortunately, like my last fight didn't go my way, and I went in Vegas and tried to, you know, test myself and fight the best, and it didn't go my way. And that's a sport, you know. You got to take the good with the good and the bad with the bad. But you know, when you get your hand raised, it's the best feeling in the world. It's probably the best place to be and the most scariest place to be. But I love it. Like I said, I've been doing this since I was 7 years old. I don't know any different.
You've been the #1 middleweight fighter for over 5 years now. Like you said, you lost your last fight in the US. How much did you take from that and implement it into your training, and then now, you know, using that kind of mindset going into this fight?
Well, I learned to keep your hands up. That was probably the most valuable thing. But no, look, you know, I fought the best, and this is a guy that I used to idolise and watch. He's probably one of my favourite fighters, and at least in my top 3. So even to share the ring with him was an absolute achievement. But you know, that's the one I really wanted to win. That was the world title fight, and I know preparation for that fight, I never make excuses, and you know, he was just a better fighter on the night, but you know, just everything went wrong for that. You know, I couldn't get sparring, just trying to adjust over there, the 4 weeks war over there, just everything went wrong, and I got caught undone. You know, 18 months out of the ring trying to wait for that fight, because I knew the fight was going to eventually happen, and it was just always delayed, and he was postponing, and it was a nightmare. But again, you know, for me, you take the good with the good, the bad with the bad, and I just wanted to get back in there. You know, the most thing I learnt was the ring rust is, you know, plays a huge role, and that was what I'm trying not to do now. So as soon as this fight, you know, gets done and dusted, I want to be straight back in the ring.
You know, it's great to hear you talk like that, Zerafa. Did you see Harry Garside over in the Olympics?
I did, yeah. I actually got me in the studios there to review the fights and stand. And
just how vulnerable he was after that fight, and for him to go on the camera, it'd be the worst place for him to be, and to him to talk about his mental demons. And like, in boxing, we've never really seen that. You know, it's such a masculine sport, and you don't really show your emotions. Do you feel like it's changing a little bit now?
It's good, you know, like, and it was hard to watch because I know how bad he wanted it, and you know how much he put into it. And that's the thing, you can give this sport 200% and still fall short. You know, it's on the day. It's a mental sport. It's not to do with the physical. Anyone can get in there and throw punches and train for a fight. It's all mental, and you know, a lot of people keep it quiet, and it's bad, you know. Like, I know a lot of people in the sporting world and in the fighting world, you know, they keep it themselves, and then mentally they just switch off, and you know, they can try to take their own lives, or something big happens, you know. And it's Boxing, you know, we're meant to be, we're known as fighters. But yeah, like it's great to see him speaking up, and you know, I've done that as well. You know, sometimes it doesn't always go your way, and it's a tough gig. You know, it's one of those. It's the only sport I believe that doesn't love you back. You know, you give your absolute whole life, and then you know, 1 minute you're at the top, and I've been there. You know, I was at the top. I was world #1. You know, I was talked about. I was on every channel, and then you have a loss, and everyone's telling you to retire, and it's like, you know,
Really?
it's hard work. You know, so but again, it's a sport, and yeah, I just switch off.
No, you're 100% right, Michael. It's a brutal business. Now, you've had quite a well-documented war of words with the Tszyu family. You've got to get through this fight tomorrow night, but where's that at? And is that the next stepping stone for you to try and get those big-name fights? Yeah,
look, I'm the new Anthony Mundine in the sport, and you know, we've got that huge rivalry. Me and Tim Tszyu are bigger than Mundine Green. You know, that rivalry is just huge. We generally don't like each other. Every time we cross paths, we want to punch on with each other. It's real. And, you know, his brother is strange. He's a weird kid, but, you know, he's doing well. And I said to his promoters, I said, you know, I want Tim Tszyu. And they said, well, if you get through this fight tomorrow night, you can fight Nikita, and you get through Nikita, you can fight Tim. So they've tried to delay me as much as possible because they know I'm a hard fight for him, and stylistically, I think I can undo his, you know, unbeaten record. So now he's had that loss, which is good, but I feel like I can really make a statement by knocking him out.
What about tomorrow night? How tough is this opponent for you tomorrow night?
Yeah, look, he's tough. He's been around. You know, he kind of tried to get in my head the other day, and I knew it was all just for the cameras. But you know, I know he's going to come out hard. But I don't think he's got my ability. You know, he reckons that the fighter that's going to rock up tomorrow is you know, better than the Tommy Browne 10 years ago. But I told him that Tommy Browne 10 years ago doesn't beat the Michael Zerafa at 15 years old. So, you know, and then as you can see, you know, I got up and tried to, you know what I mean? But
I love that. But you talk about that, you talk about not liking Tim as well. Is it easier to fight someone who you have a genuine dislike for, or someone you have to kind of pretend that there's a dislike?
I find it harder, to be honest, because when you genuinely hate someone, you want to obviously punch on with them, but
so it's rage.
So you got to try to
keep it professional.
Correct. You got to try to, you know, like driving. You know, you can't drive with pedal to the metal. You got to like
don't drive angry.
Correct. So you got to like slow everything down and take the emotions aside and yeah, try to stick to the game plan, which does get hard at sometimes, you know. But end of the day, you know, like I've done this 37 times now, and yeah, it's just another day for me. You've
had 19 KOs. Are we going to see number 20 tomorrow?
Look, I never look for a knockout. I've said that even in my 19, you know, KOs. I've never gone out there looking for a knockout. You know, I've got a game plan that I stick to, and if I see it, I'll take it. I always say to everybody, if I get my distance, I'm going to knock you out, and that's my first step. Once I get my distance, the next is his chin, and then yeah, it's all over.
All right. Before I let you go, the medical clearance, is that all good?
Mate, main event, they'll do it. If I sneeze, I'll tell everyone I got COVID. It was all, yeah. I fought three months ago in Vegas. I did a medical twice, and then, you know, they're invalid for 6 months, so there's already one there, and I had another one done 2 days ago just to keep them peace of mind, and yeah, they'll do anything to get a story.
All right, all the best.
Thank you
so much for dropping in. I really appreciate it. All happens tomorrow night. Michael taking on Tommy Browne, followed by Nikita Tszyu and Ken Mazudia, only on main event Scan to Order. Stick around. Coming up, our champ of the week. Well done.